Hello, it's Gordon here. Hope all is well with you. And this Facebook Live I've called The New You and the Old You. I'm looking at another one of my quote images. The quote image goes on to say, the new you and the old you might not be as far apart as you think. And I put those words over an image I took back in 2015. A place called Reculver here in Kent in the southeast of Britain. And it was in the early days of making my quote images. That one particularly was in the first 10, certainly, maybe the first 5 quote images I made. And back then, I was still tying in the words with the picture very closely. I don't do that so much now. Sometimes I just use one of my nice pictures and put words over the top of it. But back then, anyway, down at Reculver, they've got these old towers. And there's an old tower and a very old tower. So one looks newer and one looks ancient, even though the newer one is very old itself. And they're right next to each other. I posted the image in the group and I'll post it again below this video once I've posted the video. So the words over the top, it made me think, well, the new you and the old you, they might not be as far apart as you think. Could it be that the new you and the old you are actually pretty close to each other? There's not much of a gap between. Now you might say, hang on, the new me and the old me is a long way apart because I'm nowhere near the new me that I want. Fair enough. I don't know what the new me means to you. The new you. What is that for you as an individual? Because it means different things to all of us individually, doesn't it? Of course it does, and that's a good thing. That's a marvellous thing. It's a wonderful thing. But in the 5 key areas of life, as I like to call them, health, wealth, career, relationships, and lifestyle, what is the new you? Now, it could be that you're happy with the old you. You're happy with the current you in any or all of those 5 key areas, in which case, great. That is marvellous. There's no problem there. Great. I said that before, didn't I? Great. But if you want something different in any or all of those 5 key areas, then that means that you want there to be a new you. You want there to be a new set of circumstances around you. You want to be acting in a different way, and you want to be thinking in a different way. So that implies there's a gap between the current you, which I'm calling the old you, and the new you. So what do you do to bridge that gap? Well, the first thing you do is you decide that you're going to bridge it. And then we're going into classic goal achievement theory. Define your goal, believe that it will happen, believe that you're worthy of it, visualize it, work out the plan, work out the very next step, and then take the very next step. All classic goal achievement theory, and all of that features in my 8-step goal achievement formula. And it could be that if you take the first step, once you've done all those other things, defining and working out the plan and all the rest of it, you take the first step and you think, oh blimey, actually the new me is further away than I even thought it was. I thought it was a long way away, and it's actually way further away now that I've taken a step towards it. Well, here's the thing, that's okay, because you're making progress. And something else, taking that first step, even though you might say, oh hang on, I now realise that the gap is massive, you are actually already the new you, aren't you? Because the new you is the one that has decided they're going to bridge the gap, and that they take action to bridge the gap. And that makes you the new you. Do you see what I mean? So you might think, well, there's the current you or the old you there, and there's the new you. There's a massive, great big gap. And you're not the new you until you've crossed this finish line. Well, hang on. The new you is the new you once you've taken the first action step. That is the new you. And since our actions start with our thoughts and our attitude, making the decision to bridge the gap makes you become the new you. Can you see what I'm saying? Now, it could be that you take action to bridge the gap towards the new you, and you find that you're there already. That, yeah, it was a small gap, way smaller than you thought. It could be either of those. But the point is, you won't know until you take action. You have to move forwards before you know. You can decide and ruminate about the possibilities and the probabilities in your head till the cows come home. But taking action is what changes the game. And also something else about taking action, meaning you becoming the new you, is that it changes people around you. Because if your thoughts are different and your words are different and your actions are different, people around you will think differently about you. And they might talk differently to you and about you, and they might act differently towards you. Because things move once you move. Once you take action, you change the circumstances, and that means people around you. Opportunities will start to come your way. I've said this before as well. Some people won't like you becoming the new you. They would rather you stay as the old you, because that serves them better than it serves you. And they know full well that if you become the new you, that'll serve you and it'll start to serve them less. So they want to keep you in the current situation because that suits their agenda. So that's another key point I've made many times, and I'm going to make many times in the future. Make sure that your actions and your intentions are towards your agenda, not just signing up to someone else's agenda. I'm not saying ignore everyone else completely, your friends, your family, work colleagues, people around you. I'm not saying ignore all them and blow them, but what I am saying, is don't let their agendas overwhelm and dictate your own agenda. And once you do that, you start to become the new you, and very quickly. So there you go, just a little Facebook Live today. Hope you like that one. The new you and the old you might not be as far apart as you think. Let me know what you think about that. Leave a comment below this video, wherever you happen to be seeing the video. Hope all is well with you. Wishing you as ever health and happiness, and I'll speak to you again soon.